Podtacular, the unofficial Halo Universe podcast. Episode 108, Roundtable for the week of April 9th, 2007.
All right, gentlemen, let's get freaky!
Well, hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Podtacular, the unofficial Halo Universe podcast. I'm your host, Fumo Jive.
I'm JBB.
I'm Robert Summa.
And I'm Anjo Banjo.
Dang. Got it right. Thank you for joining us.
You're like, dang, you got it right.
Okay, I'm sorry.
You know your name,
sorry.
awesome.
I'm Mrs. Liquilife.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, we have Robert Summa from Destructoid.com and Anjo Banjo from Anjo Banjo Arts. Did I say that right this time?
Anjo Art.
No, Anjo Art.
I always
Who
get
is
it mixed up.
Destructoid? I think we talked before once, but I'm not sure.
Well,
I don't know.
Destructoid is pretty big.
Yeah.
Maybe in a previous
Dime a
life,
dozen,
like,
honey.
you were a leaf, he was a ladybug or something.
Dime a dozen, honey.
Yeah, Robert, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself and Destructoid? I mean, they've exploded into the scene within the past year, and I mean, I've had the pleasure of reading. Well, I don't know if it's a pleasure to meet Rod Workman in person, but
No, not a pleasure.
but yeah, I mean, me and Ron we talk constantly, and I mean, he actually told me that I wouldn't be able to get you on, and then like right after he said that, you replied, so I kind of had to rub it in his face a little bit. But
I had to go around my agent for that one.
I really appreciate it, and you know, I mean, everybody in Podtacular would like to know a little bit about yourself.
Well, I'm a tourist. I like
So
long
am I.
walks on the beach, and yeah. I'm the executive editor of Destructoid.com, which is, if you don't know, the best video game website on the internet. And yeah, I mean, I've been a journalist. I graduated in journalism degree, and I've been a journalist ever since I graduated. And I've been in the gaming journalism field for about 3 years now. Before that, I got on the interwebs. I worked at Metro, Metro US in New York City. And yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. And now I run Destructoid, the editorial side of it, basically, and just kick all kinds of ass all over the internet, basically. That's what's going on.
Yeah, I mean, you were also on G4 TV quite a few times. You actually told me you were doing something with Jeff, who's formerly from G4.
Well, yeah, I do like TV stuff every once in a while and other like internet TV, and I didn't do anything with Jeff Keighley specifically.
Oh, okay.
I was in San Diego recently, at, like a panel he was at. He's actually a big fan of the site as well.
Mm-hmm.
So I just talk to him every once in a while, but no, I didn't do anything with him in particular.
Oh, okay. You were also on Epileptic TV.
I like gaming.
Yeah, Epileptic Gaming. Yeah, that's pretty sweet, man. Yeah, you guys. I mean,
Epileptic Gaming?
Yes,
yeah.
epilepticgaming.com.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. I've seen a few episodes, and they're internet. I guess you call it video blog type thing, but I mean,
It's like an internet. It's basically like a television show. They recently expanded to 5 days a week,
Oh wow.
Wow.
every night at 7 p.m. Eastern. And basically, it's like a somewhat interactive internet gaming show through Stick'em. But if you go to epilepticgaming.com, you'll be able to go straight to their video through there. But I definitely encourage everyone to check it out. It's a really good show.
Yeah, it's really
And they're
high
good
quality
friends.
and everything.
They're good friends of Destructoid and everything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's
man,
cool. They're
once
on
again,
5
I
nights a
really
week like
appreciate
that. That's something else, man, for an internet
Yeah.
show.
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's very well done.
it. Yeah, I give it that, man. Very good quality and everything. So, Anjo, welcome back.
Thank you.
Mrs. Halo fan. Last time
Please don't get me started.
Last time we spoke in the Viva Pinata show, you had a little tirade about Halo 2, but we all forgive you.
That's great because I respect you guys liking Halo, and it's cool that you guys respect that I diss Halo.
It's funny. Here we are, the Halo Universe podcast, and we got someone that hates Halo on the show. Nice.
Yeah, what is it?
Well, I don't hate it. I mean, it's just not
Not your
my
style.
type of gaming.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, I'm more laid back. I like I said, I like to do a little bit more. I've started actually going back a lot to MMORPG,
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
and it's so laid back because except for working all day long from home, I can work all day long in another world too.
I heard
just sit there and dig for rocks.
I heard you were playing the beta version of the new Senjaya RPG that they're gonna have out.
Sanjaya?
PC.
Tales of Pirates?
Huh. What pirates? Senjaya, American Idol, man.
Oh God, no, no. I tried the beta for Tales of Pirates though, and it's actually pretty entertaining if you were into the classic style MMORPG with the graphics of Secret of Mana, for instance.
Oh, okay.
It's
Mhm.
pretty.
Do you
nifty.
realize? Do you realize if Sanjaya wins, the American Idol is null and void?
I
And
know, man.
do you realize that the producers realized that, and there's
Yeah.
a reason he wasn't in the top 3 last night?
Mm.
Oh, really? Why did you just wanted to take attention?
I think the producers realized that if he wins, that show is done. Like it's over.
Oh yeah, and
No one will ever take it seriously again.
that's pretty
So
much
I don't
all these websites are aiming for.
know who is in charge of like who gets the final votes and everything, but I guarantee you it's only like maybe a couple people, and I guarantee you the producers are the ones that are going to stop him from winning.
Yeah, there's gonna be like veto power going on.
Senjaya
Yeah.
gets assassinated.
But see, I don't watch
Show is
American Idol.
That's because you're not American.
Aw.
You gotta wait
Aw.
time.
No,
Yeah, it
see. I love watching the tryouts for American Idol. That's my favorite part.
Oh yeah, but
Because even most of them sing better than my husband.
well with Senjaya on, it's like a long-lasting
Yeah.
tryout.
Yeah.
I like Taylor Hicks.
Dude, how we
Well,
get
he's
talking
cool.
about American
I
Idol?
know, right? This has become Podtacular, the Senjaya show.
Nice.
My fault.
Off topic.
So, Fumo, give us a little rundown while I
Yeah.
do the beatbox in the background.
So we got the what dork. So we got the roundtable show. We're talking about this week. We're talking about the new Halo 2 maps coming out, which everyone's I'm sure really excited about, except Anjo Banjo. And we have the Xbox 360 Elite coming out soon.
I'm so original.
And we have the new Xbox support agreement going on, which is really interesting. So we've got a lot of stuff to talk about this episode. We're going to get obviously more into excruciating detail on the Halo 2 maps when we've played it, and we have some strategies to share and everything else like that. So, but for now, it's kind of first impressions based on what Bungie showed us on screenshots, on articles on Bungie.net and other things, and some good stuff here.
Now, before we begin, Robert, I did read your blog when the Halo 2 maps were announced, and you did mention something interesting about the Halo 3 beta. Like in other words, you were saying, okay, this is all fine and dandy and everything, but where's the Halo 3 beta? I mean,
Yeah.
in your opinion, do you think this was kind of like a way to sidetrack us? I mean, was
Exactly.
beta supposed to be out first and then the maps come out?
Well, the beta I don't ever know how much I can say to other people,
Yeah,
but
exactly.
the
yeah.
beta has been delayed
Mhm.
at least twice now, and I don't understand why even people are getting excited about the Halo 2 maps. I mean, you could tell our readers were kind of saying the same thing. Is like, well, who cares about these? Halo 2 maps is kind of a stopgap for the beta that keeps getting delayed.
Yeah.
So I think that Microsoft's probably doing a lot of internal testing right now. It's keep getting delayed because they understand it's going to be an influx of people, and if there's any hiccups whatsoever, it's going to be bad press for about 2 weeks. So
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I don't really care about the Halo 2 maps. I mean, I stopped playing a long time ago.
Yeah.
I mean, I played Halo 2 a lot that first
Okay.
year or so.
So
Um,
you're a fan then?
yeah, I'm a fan. I
Okay.
have since moved on. I mean, I'm not gonna.
You know, I think
There's
I
games that
think
came
most of
out.
our listeners have, and I think most of the people in the forums have as well. You know, there's still plenty of people that play Halo 2 now and then, and some people will play it on a regular basis. You know, God bless you
Hmm.
guys that stick
But
around.
don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. I love Halo, and it's
Hmm.
definitely one of my. The original Halo is what got me back into console gaming in the first place.
Oh,
Yeah.
But
okay. Yeah.
but yeah,
Alright,
the
well,
fact they're sending out maps now, it doesn't really affect me.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
sure.
I mean, for those that don't know, it's Desolation, which is a remake of which map, from Mojave?
Of
Is it?
Oh man, put me in the spot here.
Yeah.
Is derelict,
Okay, and Hang 'em High, but it's called
Tombstone.
Tombstone. Yes. So I mean, Tombstone's gonna be, probably the favorite of the two, but and also it's also $4, which isn't too bad. But yeah, I mean, I kind of wanted to see the beta out already. I mean,
Well,
make that leap into next gen already. But I mean, this gives Halo 2 some longevity, a little,
It's a
until
Master
the beta
Chief
comes out.
conspiracy.
well, you know that's cool, and I can appreciate you guys' opinion on that. Myself, I'm really excited about these new Halo 2 maps because, I mean, honestly, they didn't have to do it. You know, they could have. I really don't think necessarily it's just a stopgap to push people off until the Halo 3 beta is ready, just because it's been planned for a really long time. And really, I think these Halo 2 maps are extremely late. I think they should have had them a lot earlier.
Yeah,
But
definitely.
nonetheless, we're getting them now, and they're $4. They're not crazy expensive. It would have been nicer if they're free, but they put a lot of time and effort into them. So, in a way, I don't mind playing, paying for maps on a game that is
And
just
why were they making?
fantastic.
But why are they making Halo 2 maps when they should be concentrating on Halo 3? Do
Well, that's the thing. That's a good question. But
you
the
think
thing
there's still a
is,
Halo 2 team?
no, no, no. That's the thing is that the guys from Certain Affinity broke away from Bungie and started a new gaming studio, and they went and made these maps independently from Bungie. So it does not impact the timeline of Halo
Uh,
3 at all.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
but a lot of
But the
people
funny,
are on that wondering that same thing. Like, what the heck? We moving on. Let's get to Halo 3. But then again, there's still like 24,000 people a day plus that play Halo 2. So, you know.
but the funny thing I remember back then was they said that these maps were going to be 360 exclusives, and now they're available for both the Xbox and the 360. So I mean, I wonder what happened with that. It's kind of like they kind of left that information out on
Right.
purpose. I guess they kind of hoped that people would forget about it. And I
I
thought
think
as a
there's
marketing ploy, it was a good idea
yeah.
to get finally get those people that are sticking with the Duke controller to finally give them a reason to switch over. But
Yeah.
I mean, maybe
well,
they just
speaking of, do you think it's a problem that Microsoft hasn't put out an adapter so people can use the original Xbox controller on their 360? Because I know a lot of Halo 2 players refuse to play on the 360.
yeah,
that
yeah, they
controller.
refuse to, and they refuse to even give it a shot.
Right.
I'm surprised they haven't, and I'm surprised. Well, I'm not surprised that a third-party company hasn't done it because, I remember hearing an interview where they said, the dashboard button, you need that functionality there, and I wouldn't be surprised if they eventually come out with like a.
But not for Halo 2, not when you're playing an Xbox game because you can't go on the dashboard anyway, right?
No, you can't. I mean, you can just check your
Yeah.
time, but I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they come out with like a Halo exclusive controller, maybe the X or the Duke, and add that X button in there, the dashboard button in there.
Yeah.
I mean,
Right.
it would sell like hotcakes, and it would give MLG players also, a smooth transition
Yeah.
with the controller as well.
Exactly. It's the pro players that won't switch. They're
Mhm.
gonna stick with that Xbox
That's
controller.
going to be a problem.
But you see, it's odd though that they didn't save those maps for Halo 3 because when I think about it, almost every shooter online version game that's come out always have too few maps. People always complain, not enough maps, like with Perfect Dark Zero, you know.
Hmm. Yeah.
People were
Perfect
angry
Dark Zero
about
had
that.
other problems.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
had,
they
it
had
had
crap
it
load of
had
problems.
over, it had
Wow.
other
People.
problems,
Not
but
the
I'm just
main
saying
issue.
that I'm
We
just
could have a
saying
whole
that
show about the
overall,
problems on Perfect Dark Zero, dude.
Oh God, what an awful game.
Yeah, but
I mean, this from
Yeah.
non-shooters too. Project Gotham Racing 2 didn't have enough maps. People were fairly disappointed with that, and
it's not
so
a shooter, but
I'm
yeah.
surprised.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter how many maps you have out for any game, somebody's gonna complain about something.
Yeah.
Oh
It
yeah,
doesn't
that's
matter.
definitely. That's definitely.
Yeah, of
But
course.
that's
It depends on how loud they complain.
that's the thing though, is that it was a separate, it was a separate deal. It was a separate company doing this. They'd already been contracted to do it. It came out. I think that as far as the the marketing side of it goes, is like, they obviously originally wanted to do this to get Halo 2 players to switch over to the 360, but by the time these come out, it's just plain too late. You got Halo 3 beta on the horizon, probably right around the corner from the Halo 2 maps, and that's what's going to get people to go to the 360, not the Halo 2 maps. So probably because of that, and then a combination between that and the technology issues that come into play between offering it both on Xbox One and the 360, is just kind of like them going, all right, forget it.
Yeah.
Seems like it to me
Well,
anyway.
I'm gonna read a comment here that somebody had sent in. It was on this, and this week I'm gonna say his name right. Rock Tard. Um, last week I said his name like I called him Rock
It's a
Turd
rock
3
tard.
times. Anyway, so Rock Tard, he says about the new Halo 2 maps. I really hope that the new maps come accompanied by an update that fixes all of the shiz that goes on with Halo 2 and the Xbox 360. I can't even load any of the maps, and it's freaking bamming my chestnuts off. So yeah, that's all I got to say. Peace out. Peace out. Venus, Venus, Genus, Venus, Hi, Enos, Masters. Damn,
Wow.
he loves the word Enos. So yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm sure. I mean, they can't do too much because after all, it's the same engine, the same Halo 2 engine, and it's still emulated by software.
Right.
So I mean, there's still gonna be a little trouble here and there, but hey, if you have the original Xbox, you don't have to worry about it. But unfortunately, I don't. So
I mean,
I'll have
honestly, do you
to,
want them to be fixing Halo 2, or do you want them to be working on Halo 3?
exactly. So I mean, they're still after 2 years giving us 2 new maps. So
Mhm.
I mean, that's something, and you better believe that people are gonna come back to play it. I mean, whether it be 1 week or 3 months, whatever. I mean, people are gonna come back to play it.
So, can we talk real quick about some of the like what these maps are about, and like some of the details on them real quick? Because recently Bungie had an article on. In fact, they had, I think, a total of 3 articles on this. They had an article, and then they had an article announcing him, and then they had an article giving details about him, and then they had an interview with the guy that runs Certain Affinity, talking about the maps as well. So now we got some pretty good details, at least on Tombstone, and well, actually on both of them, come to think of it. And it seems, it seems like these are really good maps. You got the Hang 'em High, where you got the, instead of the ramps to the bases, you have like gravity boosters going up.
Oh, okay.
So because that will get rid of what the death trap of those ramps are, with no wall on the opposite side, so it's just wide open to BR shots all the way up. So that, and then the new look for it, where it's got an open sky and it's kind of in a industrial area.
Yeah. It's kind of like when they remade City Street Large for Rainbow Six Vegas.
Yeah.
It's nice eye candy to see, a great map, re-upped. And like I said, I mean, Hang 'em High was like one of the best Halo maps for multiplayer. So, I mean, did you read anything about the Easter eggs and stuff like that? Supposedly, a little surprise here and there that they're gonna have thrown in there.
Well, we got a little bit of that sent in the comments a little bit down here, but I mean, I read that there was going to be some, but I don't know what they are necessarily, except for what was sent in here. But we shall see. But hey, what do you think about What do you guys think about Desolation? Anybody got any info opinions on that?
See, my husband broke our Halo 2 CD in a fit of rage. You know, so even if I wanted to download the maps, I couldn't because
Sucks
I
to be you.
can't play them.
Yeah. I mean,
I
he
can't
thought it
believe
was
he did that,
he
though.
thought it was a slice of bologna and threw it against the wall.
Well, we got
No,
other
he
stuff
thought it
that
was
you
one
can.
of my DVD movies. He's like, oh no, I broke Halo.
Well, I mean, as far as Desolation is concerned, I didn't really, I'm guilty of not reading up too much about it.
Well,
I
let
know
me.
it's a remake of one of the older maps as well, so
Yeah. Well, let me mention something on that then, because I really liked the older map that this was based on, Halo 1. I played this a pretty good deal because it was
Isn't that
just
the most popular Halo map?
Hingham High was the most popular as far as I know.
Oh, okay.
Sidewinder probably second to that, and a lot of people said, "Well, what the heck, man? What about Sidewinder? Why don't you make if you're gonna remake a Halo 1 map, why don't you remake Sidewinder?" But the thing is
yeah.
that Containment was kind of the spiritual successor. I hate like as if it's spiritual to Sidewinder. I mean, come on, that term is just like overused. But anyway, it is the successor in a way to Sidewinder in that it goes around almost at a 90-degree angle. It's on snow. It's got a lot of this similar features. So that covers that. But Desolation, what's cool about that is that they took a map from Halo 1 that was okay. They made some tweaks to it and realized it was a freaking awesome map. And what they did was they put ramps up to the upper level on Desolation there. They also have a gravity lift that goes up from the lower level to the upper level, so that you can more easily get up there and not have to. It doesn't confuse everybody with the warp zones all over the place. So.
Yeah.
I think that's going to be a really good map because what's cool about that is that there's kind of like quadrants going on, and plus there's like lots of cover areas. So it's a small map, but it's much more like competitive oriented as opposed to Warlock, where you have
Oh, okay.
there's too much long range really battles going on Warlock when there shouldn't be necessarily on that small of a map.
Yeah, that's a small map. Yeah, for all that.
So that's what's cool about Desolation is that there's, with that big central area and with a lot of the obstructions going on around and the hallways on the upper level and things like that, and even on the some of the barriers on the lower level, there makes for a lot of cover, but some good short to mid range battles. That's going to be, I think, really awesome. So I'm looking forward to that.
Sweet. Yeah.
You know what I think about intimate maps?
Yeah.
What?
It just gives.
I'm scared to
it
ask
just
what, but
gives
what?
you. It means that you, Fumo, and JVB will be a little bit more closer than you usually are. That's what I say about intimate
Yeah,
maps.
please
See, I like big maps. I like to
And I
move
cannot
around.
lie.
I like to stretch.
She
She likes the big. She likes the big. She don't want that small.
Yeah,
The
she's
small.
like,
One.
you know what
Those
that-
brothers can't deny.
Okay, let's not go there. No, but seriously,
Aw.
I like open spaces. I don't want to feel trapped and and limited. That's why I
Yeah.
don't like smaller
eh.
maps.
I just don't like people that all they do is just snipe the whole time. That's my only
Right.
problem with the huge maps. There's just snipers all over
Oh,
the
yeah.
place.
See, that's
If
why I
just
play
turn into one big
MMORPGs.
Oh yeah, I don't play them because they're absolutely boring.
I don't blame them
Ooh, then
because
maybe
I don't
I'm
want a
gonna
video
play
game
the
to
right
interrupt
MMORPG.
my real life. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
I got
don't
a
wanna
2-hour
die because
freaking
that-
I don't
instance
wanna-
going on, and my wife's like, "Hey, well, dinner's ready." I'm like, "I'm in the middle of an instance. Shut up."
I don't want to fall asleep. That's basically why I don't play.
Aw.
I
Aw.
hear that.
Yeah, I don't want
Yeah.
to die because I didn't urine and
Urine?
Urine's a verb now.
poop and stuff.
Is that a new?
Urine.
Well,
State.
each is. I'm
of
just
course.
saying
That's-
what I
that's,
thought about small intimate maps.
Nah, you made it sound romantic.
Yeah.
Well, it does sound romantic, doesn't it?
Small, intimate maps for the Halo fan.
Let's
All right, so
go.
wow, we really went on about that one. It almost felt like the olden days, didn't it, Fumo?
Yeah, man.
But I mean, should we move to the elite or I mean?
We could do. Let's
Alrighty.
do one or two more,
So,
and
yeah.
let's wrap this puppy
Okay,
up
yeah.
and get
let's
on
do
the next
a
one.
few. All right, so
Yeah, I guess I'll do.
pick one.
Who's up? Did you already? All right, it's my turn.
You are. Yeah, I won.
All right. Yeah, so Jesus Freak says, I'm so excited about the new maps, especially Tombstone. I was disappointed with the other maps because Wizard was remade instead of Hang 'em High. It wasn't Wizard, which is like my second favorite Halo map of all time. About the new support champion, which actually, you know what, we'll get to that part later, a little bit later on. So let me do the next one as well. Only UPS says, hey there guys, I'm glad there's finally some hard detail about these new maps. Bungie sure is guaranteeing Halo 2 another year of popularity. Let's hope these new maps live up to the hype. And just a quick question, does anyone know when they will be releasing Halo 2 Vista as well? That one's still unclear.
Isn't it May 19th?
It was on track for early summer, late spring, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I swore I saw May 19th for Halo 2 Vista.
Really?
Could be like mixing it up with something else. I don't know.
Yeah.
I thought I have July stuck in my head for some reason. Could be
okay.
wrong.
But it's this year.
You know, I tried playing that game. I played it at CS,
Yeah.
and I'm so used to the console controls, the analog sticks. I couldn't
Yeah.
play the game on mouse and keyboard anymore. And and all I did in college was play Counter-Strike on mouse and keyboard. So I like luckily they had a 360 controller there for the PC version. I had to pick that up instead. I could not do
Yeah.
mouse and keyboard anymore.
Wow.
What was it that was so difficult? I mean, was it just the pace of the game?
Yeah, I think so. But what's weird is that a few months later, I actually went back to Vegas for this Midway event, and I sat there and played new Unreal for like an hour or so on mouse and keyboard, and I was just fine. But for
Yeah.
whatever reason, I couldn't do Halo on a mouse and keyboard.
Yeah, I mean, Unreal is, twitchy, it's more based on twitchy responses, whereas Halo is a little slower and
Yeah, maybe that's
Dude,
why.
that's like
I'm-
understatement of the century right there.
maybe the mouse sensitivity is too high, and I'm sure there's some tweaking,
Unreal gives me a seizure,
know,
man.
I used to play CS on the PC, and that's the day I realized that I will never be good at Counter-Strike just because I was sitting on a 28.8K modem. So it's like before I spawned, I pretty much died again.
Yep, I remember them days, man. Playing Quake 2 and
So my connection pretty much messed me up when it comes to PC shooters.
I always played on a T1 from my. I was lucky enough my college had a T1 line, so we always
Wow.
play. I always played on
so
T1.
you had that advantage.
Yeah.
Well, I was in a very poor college.
Everybody runs faster with a knife.
Well, hey, sorry to all the people
So,
that we couldn't get to your comments about the new maps. We are going to cover the new maps in excruciating detail, like I said, a little bit later on.
Exactly.
When we get to more of that. But right now, it's just kind of first impressions, what they've said so far. And so send stuff in later. We'll get to it, definitely.
All right, so we're gonna go to the Xbox Elite. The new Back in Black console. HDMI, 120 gig hard drive, black controller, black console. New disk drive that is supposedly quieter. And
It is.
oh, it is, right? It is.
Yes.
So, as someone who has actually gotten his hands on the Elite, I mean, what was the first thing that stuck out besides the color? I mean, was there anything significant that would make someone buy the Elite who already owns a console? A 360 console?
You talking to me?
Yeah. Yeah. Sorry about that.
No. I think the Elite's a ripoff. And
Okay.
all the Elite is, and I was telling someone this the other day. All the Elite is a precursor to the next Xbox. That's all it is. It's
Okay.
gonna be a bigger hard drive, and like I was even debating whether or not the new Xbox would even have a disk drive.
I have to agree on that one.
But I think that if you own a really sweet setup, like gaming setup, theater surround sound, and really going to download a lot of the digital movies, then trade up for the Elite, or if you don't have an Xbox yet, get the Elite. But if you already have a premium 360, there's absolutely no reason whatsoever to get an Elite. All it is like a money grab for Xbox right now. because the overprice of the hard drive and blah blah blah.
Yeah.
I already know about that. So that's all it is right now. It's something to appease those people that have the deluxe setups and or people that don't have a 360 yet that want something a little bigger.
Yeah. So
And
so
it's a precursor to the next Xbox. That's all it is.
so it doesn't even have the new chipset, right? That the 65 millimeter
Nanometer,
or
yeah.
whatever. That supposed to run cooler and be smaller and cheaper. I mean, it doesn't even have that in there, right? It's just pretty much the same architecture right now.
Not sure about that one.
Yeah, a lot of
because
people were.
that was the one thing that would. Sorry about that, guy.
No, I was just gonna say a lot of people were predicting that, for the Xbox 360 Elite. Like when that started leaking, people were starting to say that, that it would have that, it would have a bigger hard drive, it had HDMI. But there's really no mention of that, so it seems pretty, conclusive, sort of, that it doesn't really have that going on. And I think that was supposed to,
wouldn't really
make
hold-
for a more stable 360. Go ahead.
Yeah.
I wouldn't really hold your breath on a bunch of new 360s or different versions of 360s coming out because they're already starting development on the new one, and also something else that they're starting on. So I wouldn't hold my breath on that kind of stuff.
Yeah, because I mean, a lot of people got their hopes up, with this, 65 chip, which was supposed to help out with the amount of 360s, which we'll get into a little later, being sent back to Texas, the repair center. And that was the reason why I was going to pick up an Elite. And then I heard that it didn't have it on, it didn't have the new chipset. So my main worry was, let's say my newly purchased Elite, 6 months down the line, I get the red lights. What's going to happen when I send it back? Are they going to send me an old white one, or are they going to send me,
Yeah.
a new Elite? So, unless they came up with a solution, because they never told us, what's wrong with the 360s, the ones that do go bad. I mean, I like you, Robert, I just don't see a reason to pick one up. Unless you're gonna buy one for the first time or get another one, you know what I mean? Or you got a sweet sound system.
Well, let's
Yeah, 'cause
read
that's
what some
what
of the people have to say here, and let's kind of go off that and see what we can go from
Okay,
there.
so I'm not gonna be able to say anything.
No,
huh?
go ahead.
Yeah.
No, shut up, Andrew. Shut up. No, go ahead.
Okay.
Somebody
No.
say something.
I agree with Rob when it comes to, about the Black Xbox Elite. It's like, what do you get? What am I, as a consumer, gonna get for an overpriced piece of hard drive? Technically, I don't have a high definition T setup. I have 5-year-old computer speakers, and the only time my DVD drive makes any noise is when it's scratching my CDs. That's about it. So I don't understand why I should, pay extra for, just technically I'll be just getting a bigger hard drive.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm gonna purchase. I'm just gonna get the hard drive, and this way I don't have to worry about room in the future, because there's certain things that are gonna come out. But I mean, if there's
Well, yeah,
not
but
gonna be
you're a
any real
movie buff
benefit-
too, JVP.
Yeah,
You'll
exactly.
probably
So-
download movies to your suite, stuff, and I don't need to do that,
Oh yeah, well
I-
we know why, but that's.
Yeah, I'm poor.
that's-
I'm not gonna spend my money on downloading,
Yeah, I mean,
media.
it's personal preference, whether you want to buy one or not. But there is
I'd rather
a
go
lot
to
of
the
heat.
movies.
There's a lot of heat that's out there that people are complaining. That early adopters got kind of left out with the new Elite and stuff like that. And
So-
I can see where they kind of complain. I mean, but it's all about choice. So I mean, nobody really has to buy it. But
The Elite is also, if you want to look at it, it's also kind of a pitiful excuse for Microsoft to try and compare themselves and or compete with the PlayStation 3. To say, oh, okay, here's our black console with a big hard drive and HDMI. There you
Does that
go.
make me a racist because I like my white console?
nah.
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So do you feel that this is kind of a counter move to kind of like convince the consumer, hey, we got
I
a
think
bigger
in a
hard
small
drive.
way. I think in a small way it is.
Okay.
Although it's not even close to what the PS3 offers, but I
Mhm.
think in some little way, I think it's a little jab at PS3
Yeah,
or
maybe it's a
tempt.
yeah. I could imagine more towards and I'm not gonna, I don't mean this in a bad way, but to the non-educated gamer casual gamer who doesn't go on forums and reads every bit of information that's leaked out, or every detail about a console. They just see two systems that look alike. One is cheaper. Boom, let me pick it up, and maybe that's what they're going for.
I think that casual consumer though knows the PlayStation brand more than they know the Xbox brand.
Yeah,
Hmm.
but then
I'm
they
not
see
sure
the
if that
price
would
tag
matter.
and they're like, wait a minute.
Well, I
And
mean,
casual
who's
gamer
gonna
will know.
casually buy a $500 system?
Yeah, that's the thing.
Hmm.
Dude, you
Usually
know
when
And a
what?
I spend
casual gamer will
$500,
most likely not hear this show either.
usually when I
Yeah, that's
spend
true.
$500, I kind of research a little bit what I'm gonna be buying. I don't know.
Yeah,
That's
Yeah.
just me. Unless I'm not Chad Warden, but
You know, but obviously people don't because people still buy the PS3, which I don't understand at all. But the thing is, like, you got you were talking about the PlayStation brand back in a little bit ago, a couple episodes ago on EGM, where they had the tomato on the PS3, and they had people
yeah.
talking smack about the PS3, and basically Sony's chance to redeem themselves. I
hmm
Mm.
read that article, and I'm sure a lot of other people did too, and it was saying about how the guy in the article, he said, what is it that differentiates your console from the Xbox 360, because obviously that's their main competition. So the guy goes, he
Yeah.
basically says this long tirade which condenses down to, we have the PlayStation brand, so you should spend a couple hundred extra dollars because of that. And I was just like,
Yeah.
what? I'm paying a couple $100
Well,
for a name, and it's not even better. Yeah, I mean, as far as
that's
the
what you're
Xbox,
paying for that's what you're paying for the Wii, isn't it? It's just the name. Because at the end of the day, for both consoles that just launched, the Wii and the PlayStation, neither one of them have good games that warrant a purchase. To be honest, you're
hmm
paying for the name and the faith that they will.
I don't know, dude.
Hey,
You
but
know
we
what?
got
You know why I don't want to
Zelda.
get the Wii? Because my wife will play it with me. That's it. Period. My wife will not play the
Yeah.
360 with me. My wife will play the Wii with me. There you go.
Yeah.
Of course, the Wii is more of a homey social console.
Yeah.
And I'm like my husband on this one. I think PS3 is gonna win the console war, but just by a little bit.
Wow.
Because
The
what
Wii is
they're,
a non-gaming device. That's all it is. It's a toy party game system, and it's an excellent USB charger.
Wow.
I
but
hook
no,
up my
I mean,
PS3 controllers to it and my Zune. It's awesome.
Nice.
Wow.
That'll be a nice picture to put on a blog. Your week
I don't know. I
charging
have
your
to say, I
PS3
actually
controller.
played the Wii more than I played the 360.
Of course you
Yeah.
do. I mean, that's
Nah.
what it's marketed for. I mean, not to
What?
not to be sexist or anything.
Both me and my husband. Are you calling my husband a woman?
Yes.
Nah.
Ah,
Well, hey, we got to get to some of these
No,
comments
we
before
both
we
enjoy
Childbearing.
before we go off
Okay.
on,
He
on
does
this
have
and the other.
childbearing hips. Not.
So-
All right. So Duffman18. He says the cool thing about it is that you buy a 120 gig hard drive. It comes with a cable and a port that will allow you to transfer everything on your old hard drive to the newer one. Also, I think the black looks awesome. Shout outs this week go to Rec E. Keep on poning nubs with wet towels. um, that was one thing I did want to mention was it's supposed
The
to
wet
come with a
towels.
data well, yeah, wet towels, but that's for later. The data transfer cable supposedly is going to come with one, and there's been issues that weren't answered regarding that by anybody from Microsoft, like how well that's going to work and what exactly is going to be transferred from hard drive to hard drive, and if it's going to be, like I heard like a wild rumor that once you use it, that's it, for the transferring. You can't like use it on somebody else's or whatever. I don't know. So I'm wondering if any of you guys have heard anything about, how exactly the data transfer is going to work.
Uh, Is it only exclusive for the
From the
Xbox Elite?
360 to the Elite,
Yeah, from
you
20
can't
gig
use a
hard
memory
drive.
card.
Well, from no, but people want to transfer like their old game saves and stuff, like from a 20 gig hard drive to a 120 gig hard to the
I
new
got the
memory
answer actually. Um, this is exclusive, by the way. This is the answer. You ready?
Yeah,
Don't buy an Elite. That's how you transfer. If you're worried about
I
it,
knew
don't
that was
buy it.
yeah. I mean, you know, it's gonna, it's gonna be, very sought after when it comes out. I mean, I'm I'm gonna buy one, but like Anjo said, I like to download the movies and episodes and stuff like that. So I mean, I'm gonna be one of the you know the
It looks
unfortunates
cool.
who's going to. Yeah, I mean, it looks cool, but
You got
I'm a-
that.
Just because it's new. That's about it. If it was pink, you guys would be buying it too.
No,
Yeah.
well,
no.
secretly, yes, but
Yeah. All right.
yeah. So
Well, we got
hopefully we hear
one.
something about that soon.
Let's see. Angela, why don't you take the next one?
Um.
Pick one,
Hmm.
anyone.
Okay. I know. I just want to
Hurry
pick
up,
a good
hurry up.
one. I want to have
Ah.
something with wet towels too.
Harry.
Okay. The 360 is elite. I think the 360 is awesome. The new larger HDD, a new color scheme that doesn't pop off, and my raid, of
Myriad.
things that would have that should have been in the 360 version 1. I also noticed the black color scheme are becoming more normal in most electronic devices. The PS, cell phones, consoles, computers, and all evolved from beige and white.
This is exciting. Hey, did you see what the Duffman said about
Nah.
transferring content?
No.
He said that the
Oh.
cool thing is if you buy the 120 gig hard drive, it comes with a cable that will allow you to transfer everything on your old drive to the newer one.
Yeah, that's the one I just read.
Yeah.
Why don't you just buy the
So what were you
cable
saying?
itself?
So why are you saying what's the option?
No, there were rumors that you won't be able to transfer everything.
But if it goes through cable, well, you
Yeah, I
wouldn't be
mean,
able to transfer your
there's
saves.
that's what a lot of people were wondering
That makes-
about on some of the forums. I mean, Microsoft hasn't officially said anything yet, like exactly how it's going to work, and it was like a big.
I really don't
statement
think
from
they're
one
gonna screw the customer like that, though, do you?
of them. Yeah, hopefully
It's
not.
like
I doubt they will, but
Can we go back to the color schematics?
yeah.
Thank you.
Sorry, I
Okay.
just
That's fine. So beige and white to black. Is that the trend? I don't know, because the Wii is white and the PS was white. Well, it was grayish first,
Yeah,
and
it
then
was
the new
gray.
version came out of the PS1, and it was white, and then they turned to black. So PS did it first.
No, actually, the Sega Master System
Oh yeah,
was
okay.
black.
True,
Yeah, but I'm
true. I
talking
had
about
that.
the
No,
three
no, I know,
largest
I'm not-
consoles here.
I'm just talking to him. Yeah.
I'm talking about the
Wasn't
three
talking to
largest
you,
consoles.
I'm sorry.
I guess Casey Smacker is saying the same thing I was saying. Elite 360 hell, just buy the bigger hard drive and don't waste your money. If you want a black Xbox 360, take the shell off and paint the damn thing.
Which is true. Which is true.
I still got
That's a good
the
idea.
Gears of War faceplate on mine from
Oh.
E3 last year.
Oh wow. Yeah, those weren't them things like selling on eBay at one point.
Yeah, I know. I should have sold mine when I got it, but I was so into Gears way before it came out that I was nerdy about it. So,
What about now?
I don't. You know what? I like Gears of War, but I don't think it was the best game last year. I don't think it was the best online game that everybody
okay.
tries to make it out to be. I think Rainbow Six Vegas was by far a better online game, and
Yeah.
I think Rainbow Six Vegas was a way better game than Gears of War. But that's just me.
Yeah, I'm actually glad to see that Rainbow Six Vegas went a little bit back to
Yeah, the old ways.
the old Rainbow Six style. I mean, Lockout was just I don't know, a tragedy.
Rock out. Yeah, and now
Yeah.
that we've heard that, now it gives Jive more reason to go out and buy it. All right, so I'm gonna take Merc Savage. He goes, last thing, the 360 Elite is awesome, but I don't want to pay for another 360 just to get a bigger hard drive. And even if I just bought the hard drive, I wouldn't want to re-download everything again. The black console, control, etc. is awesome, and it would look better with my Gears of War faceplate. Oh, look at that. This is similar to the Green Halo Edition Xbox that he had, because having something different is cool. Then he goes, shout out to S.O. Sinful, S.O. Eccentric, Mark Shank, and yeah. So he goes, keep on ripping cheese, babamming, and slapping towels. Well, towel slapping.
Okay, seriously, what's up with Halo players and slapping towels and wet towels? I mean, come on.
Oh,
It's a
you had to
tradition.
listen to one of the episodes with Oopie.
It's like the skulls, you know. We
right.
could tell you, we would have to kill you.
Okay,
Soccer
remind
practice.
me to-
Yeah, right.
Remind me to
Good
bring a
job,
towel for
guys.
PAX.
It's all about soccer practice. Hey, Anna, go to YouTube, type in soccer practice in the search, and you'll have your answer.
Oh, okay.
Oh boy.
Well, I definitely got to see that one.
Wow.
I don't know. Is it a video
Pause.
containing JVB?
Then. Ah.
Oh, it'll explain the Halo towel whipping.
Oh.
Well, let's move on to
Halo
Xbox
thing.
support, because we got new Xbox support stuff coming up now. We got
Yeah, this
The,
is near and dear to Anjo.
Yeah, so Xbox finally has acknowledged that they've had support issues, which is fantastic. I really appreciate they've done that, because, you know, other companies have not necessarily, you know, acknowledged when they have issues. So,
Yeah.
you know, Xbox is basically saying, okay, well, we've had problems, so here's what we're going to do, you know? They said they're basically, you know, sending someone in to be the support champion, so to speak, which is kind of like the overseer to make sure stuff gets done, you know? And you know, they're also paying for shipping, as far as, like, if you have a problem with your 360, they're sending you a prepaid box to send it back, which I'm still waiting for mine anytime now.
Me too.
Oh, I got mine
Since
yesterday.
Saturday.
Ah.
Oh, lucky.
Okay, now.
Suck. Hate you. So, yeah.
Well, no, see,
It's a good thing, you know, the Halo 2 maps haven't come out, because I really would have been crying like a baby.
Yeah, really, man.
see,
So-
that's the thing with Xbox support. I don't know. I seriously don't know. They're still trying to convince my husband to pay for the box that they ship.
Well, I mean,
Well-
we know Liquilife's history, and my
No, I think that's honestly, I think that's in the past. I mean, I think they used to, you know, to try to stick to that system is anyway, to you know, to have people pay for their own shipping for the Xbox.
You want to
But-
know why they changed?
Okay, go ahead.
You want to really know why they changed?
yeah, tell us.
Kangaroos?
And we're working on something on Destructoid to talk about this, but I'll tell you a little bit about it now.
Okay.
This red light problem is a huge problem, and it's bigger than you think. It's bigger than what Microsoft is saying. It's bigger than whatever even preconception you have in your head.
Mm-hmm.
The percentage of people having problems with their 360s is an enormous problem, and Microsoft won't release the details because they know how much of a problem it is, and that's why they've changed their policy recently
Yeah.
to try and like sort of put down the flames before they really start up. And we're kind of working right now, even with some people behind the scenes, on locking down some facts and some honest feedback on what exactly is going on. But don't be fooled. I mean, it's good that they're doing it and they're giving it to you for free, and they updated their policy. But a lot of it is because this red light problem is huge. I've never had a problem personally. I have a pre-launch unit, and I've
Yeah.
never had one issue whatsoever.
Wow.
But
Lucky you.
we're doing internal polls, and we're doing a lot of things to find out exactly what's going on, and it is a huge problem.
Okay,
Oh,
well,
it is.
speaking
I
of
mean,
which,
I'm-
for the record,
good.
right now we have what, JVB, yours is at Microsoft on the way, right?
Yeah,
Exactly.
it's on its way.
Okay, Captain Crunk just got his back. He had a broken one, and he got a replacement, and it was dead in arrival. Okay, we know this from the last show, by the way.
That's the
Mine
thing.
just broke last week. I just requested a box. I haven't got it yet. Anjo, Liquilife's is on the way,
Mine
right?
broke. Mine
Dude,
broke 3 weeks ago.
It is a problem.
Liquilife
this is a total
broke
coincidence
three
right now.
times, and he got two
Oh,
dead on arrival, and one
it
actually scratched his CDs.
Oh my
the
gosh.
official Microsoft response was like 3%, right?
Right.
Yeah, I remember
We
that.
we think it's at least 30%, if not higher.
Yeah.
When you look at like games that come out, especially like EA games or some other like PC games or even console games that have issues,
Right.
you know, sometimes you'll hear about these issues, but you never had an issue yourself. This is like one of the first times where there's actually a widespread problem, and I know people that have this problem, and not just one or two, but a lot. And,
Yeah,
and
ditto.
Yeah,
I'm
I
sure
know a
that
lot
it
of
sounds like the same is going on for you guys.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
Absolutely.
it is a huge, huge problem that Microsoft is doing a tremendous job in quieting. For whatever reason, it's not really being talked about a whole lot out there because Microsoft, I guess, is doing a good job in making sure they get systems back to people.
Yeah, and what
But-
they're doing is they're getting refurbished systems out to people, and that's a little unfair because you're now you're kind of sweating, you know,
Right.
even though you're sweating whether you're gonna get a refurb that's bad. And I even joked around with my wife, and I said, you know what? I wouldn't be surprised if I get back the one I bought during launch, you know, because when that one went bad, I got a refurb, and you know
Let's see.
now there's gonna be number 3.
Yeah, but here is the biggest issue actually. That's pretty interesting. Everybody are so. I've been hanging around Xbox forums, and everybody are so freaking excited about them extending the warranty onto up to a year, and and they all saying, yeah, we should be happy about it. And
Yeah,
like,
why would
I
you be
said,
happy about
I'm not
that?
going to be happy. I told them this, that okay, fine. So I'll keep sending my Xbox back and back, and it will go into refurbishment. I'll get a refurbished. I'll get one that's dead, and sure, they will give me another year of doing that. So they'll be having a whole new year of sending me broken Xboxes.
Right.
So I should be happy about that. Oh, hooray!
Right.
I haven't. My husband hasn't been
Hooray.
able to be active, in the gaming with his gaming for a couple of months now because of this. Because his Xbox always goes in, and he gets back one that's worse than the one before.
Yeah, and I mean, Robert, you echoed my thoughts because, hey, I'm an Xbox MVP, so I mean, obviously I've done things within the community to, regarding the Xbox Live and everything, so I'm what you consider, a fanboy. I'm not gonna lie, but it's frustrating that this system, I mean, I don't know if it's the architecture that went wrong or design flaw. I mean, there's been no solid answers. There's been no reasons
There's
why.
been nothing.
Yeah,
There's-
and like you said, they've been smooth about
There's not even an
kinda s-
acknowledgement of like, hey, we understand. And what's weird is that Microsoft is usually pretty good about that stuff. Like, if there's a problem, they're usually pretty good about coming out and saying, okay, yeah, we know there's a problem, we're working on it.
Yeah,
But I think this is such a serious problem. They're not even like, it's serious because they're not acknowledging it, and they're not
Exactly.
saying, hey, we know it's a problem, we're going to work on it. It's like, I think it's a really big deal, and hopefully they get it straightened out because I think Microsoft does really good work, and I think they do really good work within the game community. And I hate to see them get a bad reputation or people start to turn on them for it. So
yeah,
Right.
because I mean, I met one
Yeah.
dude who's on his 7th Xbox.
yeah, that's
And-
ridiculous. That never
I know.
happened.
Not
Right.
even with the PS1 where you had to turn it upside down just to get.
Never happens with the NES.
Yeah.
I mean, it's how long have we been doing this? This kind of stuff never happens.
And,
So-
and what it does, I mean, eventually, no matter how big of a fan you are, eventually you get discouraged, and you go, you know what? I'm just going to trade it in and go with a PS3 or a Nintendo Wii.
Yeah.
I don't want to one day wake up and get red lights again, and it's going to happen. And I mean, they finally can compete with Nintendo and with Sony. And now that they're legitimate, in the gaming world, now they're little by little, people are starting to like smirk, like, oh man, look, their pride and joy doesn't even work,
Right.
Yeah,
just-
hopefully they get it worked out. I mean, I think that they will. and it'll be a silent thing. You know, I had a problem with my Zune for a long time. I have a Zune, and
Yeah.
it was always skipping, and I found out it wasn't the actual player. It was the
Software.
files. Yeah, I realized it was this actual Zune software, and then they recently released like a patch for it, and it completely fixed the skipping issue.
Oh
Hmm.
wow.
So I mean, I have faith that Microsoft definitely knows about it, and they're working on a problem. I just hope that they can get it fixed before, like you said, it turns into something where even the fanboys start to turn on Microsoft.
Yeah, because just imagine if, I mean, the Dreamcast, went obsolete, but imagine if the Dreamcast would have come out the door with these type of problems. It would have died out even quicker. I mean,
Right.
I mean, obviously they died out because of financial issues, but man, that would have just killed them right there. So, I mean,
Well, imagine if the PS3 had these problems. I mean,
yeah, I mean,
luckily
they
for
would've-
Sony and the PS3, that's an actual solid console. It doesn't really have any issues like that.
Mhm.
So, I mean, if it had those kind of problems, it'd be
oh yeah,
definitely would.
they'd be dead in the water right now. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
Microsoft's been able to skate along because they've been around a little longer, so they have better games, and everybody's kind of focused on hating on the PS3, or they're focused on the Wii selling out. I mean, they're kind of sliding by right now, but there's going to be a time when they're not going to be able to slide by anymore. So
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. Oh, well,
And especially
all
when
it
the
needs is-
PS3 Home comes out.
Little Big
Yeah.
Planet, PS Home, when Metal Gear Solid comes out. I mean, Final Fantasy. I mean, when all those big PS3 things start hitting before Halo
Mhm.
3 stuff. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, just imagine
Yeah, I'll
Halo
be like,
3
adios.
Halo
You
3
won't see
finally
me
comes
again.
out. Halo 3 finally comes out, and boom, you get the red lights. I mean, how disappointing would that be? You're waiting for, one of the biggest sequels to a game, and probably gaming history.
Yeah, I know,
And-
especially since you got a beta.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, wow. I mean, that would really, break a lot of people's heart who
Can I have your
been
beta?
waiting. Nah, master beta. Who have been waiting
I'll
patiently,
be
to before they get a reason to jump from Xbox One to the 360. Then imagine you finally do it,
And you get the
boom,
red
bam,
lights.
You know.
Yeah. Yeah, dude. I mean, some people are telling me like, aren't you worried that the Halo 3 beta is coming out and your 360's dead? And I'm like, well, I'm not the only one. And besides, I got fortunately, I kept my Xbox One, so that now when the Halo 2 maps, I can play that and everything. And hopefully, I'll get my freaking box soon, so I can send that in and get a new one. But
Yeah.
it's definitely a problem. And hopefully, I mean, I'm sure Microsoft knows that it's going on, obviously, and hopefully they're I would think they're actually doing something about it, or at least they're setting up talks to make plans and get the whole thing worked out and all that. But
Yeah. I mean,
hopefully all their freaking red tape for such being a gigantic company and everything is not going to get in the way, and like it does with the Xbox Live Arcade, for instance, and hopefully they'll get things done and get it fixed and get new consoles out to people that actually work. So yeah.
Exactly. Now, Robert, when this what is it? It's going to be a feature? It's going to be like in a podcast, or it's going to be put up at destructor.com? I mean, when can we expect?
It's just something that someone else and I are working on right now. It's just like
Yeah.
it's nothing may ever come out
Okay.
if we can't lock down an official behind the scenes that wants to talk, even if they talk as an anonymous source.
Right.
But it's something we're currently working on. I mean, if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't.
All
But
right.
we may always reference that kind of stuff in podcasts or even on the site and stuff like that. But yeah, we'd like to put up a feature or story about it, like recognizing it. But
Yeah.
we just want to make sure that we do it right. I mean, that's one of the things with Destructoid. We may call out a lot of people, but we don't call them out just for the sake of calling them out. Like, we definitely want to make sure things are set and straight and everything.
Yeah, you have all your info to back you up and stuff.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
We're not
I
gonna
like your
bash
little
up-
robot.
Yeah,
Thank you.
robot head.
It's so freaking cute.
But Bam the Grunt, he says that I can't say much on this issue, having not had to go through MS for 360 repairs yet. Although I do believe that this will be great improvement on their old system, and will get gamers their consoles fixed, sent back in much faster fashion. so they can get back to their gaming, and they were sending you next day packages, as a matter of fact, and allowing you to also send it back next day as well. So this is not new. It's just something that they reactivated because I mean the numbers, have grown like, I mean it's been disturbing how many people I speak to. And they're like, yeah, my 360 is acting up and stuff. So no, this is not new. But hey, there's a reason they're doing it. There's definitely a reason why they're gonna be.
And
willing
they
to
also
send it
have
back.
a CD replacement program.
Exactly, and
Told me about that.
yeah. I mean,
Yeah, Killazilla said something on that actually. He said,
mhm.
okay, well, first of all, to give you some background, it's the if you have a problem with a disk that Microsoft has published, they have a disk replacement system where it costs $20 and you can send in the disk and they'll send you a new one. And Killazilla said, I think the disc replacement is a ripoff. It costs $20. It's only for first-party games, Gears of War, Halo 3, etc. A better alternative is EB Games. When you buy a game, then you can purchase a one-year plan on your disc for $3. If your game ever stops working, or in my case, you get a bootleg copy. Nice. You can just
Which we
take it
do not
in.
condone.
Okay. Yeah. His name is Killazilla, everyone. Killazilla. Write that down. Go check on him.
Bad,
Most of the time.
bad Killazilla.
Yeah. He said most of the time they don't even check it. They'll just give you a new one. A more devious thing, dude. I don't want to know a more devious thing you can do.
Nah. He brings up a good point because like Vicious696 from gamer.com, he told me that he bought two Xbox 360s, right? One he actually got at the 0 hour, and he had to send them back. He got refurbished ones, so he decided that he was from now on going to go to Costco and handle his business there. He bought one from Costco. They have a policy where you can return it as long as you got the receipt, for its lifetime. So he said if anything ever goes bad, he'll just do that. So for those who are going to buy a 360 for the first time, you might want to, hate to say this, you might want to get the warranty at an EB or wherever.
You might want
wherever
to
you
buy a
want.
PS3.
Ah.
It's fucking ridiculous, man. Why would people have to go through the hoops? That's ridiculous. I don't
Yeah,
want to have to go to Costco because their return policy is better. I want
I
to buy
don't
a
even know what Costco is.
No,
Costco's
it's
like
Sam's
the
Club. Or whatever.
Walmart, yeah, of Sam's Club. So it's just, yeah, it's like that's ridiculous. Come on.
Yeah. Well, yeah, good point. I mean, we don't need to go through all that, but unfortunately, we are right now.
So technically, Xbox scratched Splinter Cell CD, so I can't get my money back.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I thought that
I can
maybe
trade it.
Liquilife would be able to do that, but I
No.
didn't realize that it was first-party games only.
Oh, he's gonna be pissed.
Oh yeah, he's gonna be mad. Forget it.
How
But
does
only
scratch your disc? Do you have your Xbox vertical or horizontal?
she has a vertical.
Vertical.
Well, that's why.
Yeah, I told her that too.
I mean,
I mean, it was widely, documented that vertical, there's more of a chance of it getting
Well,
scratched.
Obviously not that well documented because we didn't know.
well, when
Oh,
it
no,
first came
really?
out, like
Wow.
that first year, that's pretty much all everyone talked about was
Yeah.
how if you have it vertical, it's gonna get scratched.
And Llama, I believe it was llamas.com. They did a video where they moved it a little bit while it was playing Quake 4, and all you heard was grinding noise, and then they took the disc out. I mean, they came up with a fix for it, and I don't know if Microsoft caught on to that and actually, I mean, it was like a few pieces of rubber, to prevent a lot of movement. But regardless, I mean, like you
An
said, we
Xbox
shouldn't
condom.
be having it. Yeah, it lights up green. Sometimes you get the the red lights, too.
Uh-huh.
Which
I
is
know,
bad.
but this is ridiculous.
Yeah.
So I mean, the message I can send out to potentially new buyers is, when
Buy Costco.
the system, yeah, I mean, get a warranty. Stay away from
Costco or
customer service
PS3.
because you're gonna get a refurb. And they did tell me, yeah, but the refurbished consoles tested, for 12 hours straight, blah blah blah. But you don't want somebody, it's like going out and buying a used pair of socks. You don't want somebody else's, junk.
Used
Not
pair
that
of
I've ever
socks.
done that, but
You know, I bet $10
Like last 3
JVP that
times I bought a used pair of
your old
socks, man. Yeah.
Probably got your Xbox JVP.
but no, I mean, when the
Ew.
system, my message to these, potential buyers, when the system is working, it's absolutely great. You're gonna
Yeah.
join a huge community. You're gonna, have a lot of variety and functions that you've never experienced before, and
Right. Persistent friends
Thing is,
list,
man,
constant voice
it's
over
It's a
IP.
great 360 is a great console. It just sucks that people are having to go through this.
yeah. So
Absolutely
I mean,
sucks.
Hmm.
just be aware of it. So
True.
anyway,
Well, hey, let's wrap it up here. We
yeah.
got, by the way, we got the Halo 3 beta contest. If you want to get a free copy of Crackdown and access to the Halo 3 beta, we've got a way for you to get in. Just call our listener voicemail,
Absolutely.
206-888-HALO, and imitate 3 jokes from Podtacular and your best fake voices of the people that said it. In a few weeks,
You guys
coming
want a
up-
short exclusive?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Halo 3 Alpha was just sent.
Alpha.
Yeah,
Oh, what do you mean sent to?
that's all I'm saying. It was sent.
Okay.
Sent out.
Okay.
Cool. There you go. You
Exclusive.
heard
Oh,
it here
now I'm
first.
curious.
I don't know what we heard first, but we just heard it first. All right.
Have we gotten anybody to say these jokes yet? I mean, I remember you
Oh,
told
yeah,
us
dude.
somebody
Yeah, we got
was just
plenty.
saying die all the time, but I
we
haven't
got
heard
plenty.
anything.
We got plenty.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, we got
All
some
right.
some entrants definitely. Yeah, but in a few weeks, basically at the next Halo 3 show, we're gonna draw a random winner or a winner of our choice from the people that call in their 3 jokes. If you win, we'll mention your gamer tag in the show, and you can email us your contact info. Contest starts 2 weeks ago, so get it in.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Awesome. Yeah. Hurry up, because beta. You still got a little bit of time, but as you heard it here first, the alpha has been sent out. So.
To where we don't know, but it's
Also, send in your comments, etc. to podtacular.com. We depend on your submissions to keep the show going. Keep an eye out on podtacular.com for an invitation to send in stuff for next week's show.
Yeah, and you can call our listener voicemail at 206-888-HALO and leave a Halo-related message. We play these back regularly on the Customs and Call-In show about once a month, so send one in now.
Yes. And make sure you check us out at podtacular.com, where while you're there, check out the forums. There's a lot of buzz going on about Halo 3, Halo 2 Vista, and the new Halo 2 maps, amongst other things. And speaking of the forums, I do want to say I'm sorry to those guys who I played the April Fool's joke on.
Oh my god.
That was a bad joke, and I do
It was.
apologize. But I was shocked at the responses that he got, and I do thank those people for those responses. And I'm sorry that I had to play around with some of you guys' emotions, and I'll never do it again.
So tell them
That
what
was
you did, dude.
a bad joke. All right, real quick. Before I left town Friday, I said, let me play a little practical joke. I put something down saying that Sony contacted me and they wanted me to be their version of Major Nelson, and they wanted me to join a team of other Xbox members to help their version of Live get off the ground. And I think the thing that pissed everybody off was when I said that they didn't want me to do the show anymore because it was a Microsoft product. And I mean, people are still responding to this. It has over 3,000 views and almost 300 replies. And it's funny because now I can laugh because people forgave me for it, but there's people that didn't read throughout all the responses.
Yeah.
So they're now responding like, damn, make the right choice. We don't want to see you leave.
Well, see, I was trying to help you there. You called
I
me
know.
about it.
I
And,
know.
you gotta write something to throw them off a little bit.
Yeah, I felt
Okay.
bad. I was at Fumo Jai's house, and I'm like, dude, man, sorry. And the
Fly out
best is
again.
when Nelson from AchievementJunkies.com, he calls me up. He goes, hey, Mr. Sony employee. And I'm like, hey, what's up? He goes, one of my listeners IM'd me and said, "Oh my God, JVB from Podtacular is gonna work for Sony," and I'm like, "Get out of here!" And he went bullcrap about that, so that was fun stuff. Man. Sorry,
Nice. Well, yeah,
not
that's
too
all
nice.
over and done with finally.
Yeah, thank God.
But yeah, thanks to all the people that contribute to Podtacular, whether it's working on the community or site, contributing to our PayPal to help out with the hosting bill, which comes every month, or
Hmm.
subscribing to the show and reviewing us in iTunes. We couldn't do it without you.
And check out the other shows on the GamerCast Network at gamercastnetwork.com. There you will listen to great shows such as GamerTech Radio, Uncle Gamer, and Video Game Show. So make sure you go check out our affiliates who are hard at work.
Yeah, for sure. So, hey,
And
Robert, welcome. Thanks for coming on the show, man. Appreciate it.
yeah,
Thank
and
you
tell
for
us
having
about
me.
your podcast. I mean, I don't know. I mean, do you participate in it much? I mean,
Yeah, yeah, no, I'm
talk.
usually on it. We try to do it once a week, but we sometimes we're either too busy or we have technical issues, or
Yeah.
sometimes we're too drunk and we can't actually put it out there for people to listen to. So, um,
Man, that sounds like a great podcast. Can I join?
yeah. So, but yeah, I mean, you can actually go to www.podtoid.com, and we have like a separate website for it if you want to download episodes. I
Yeah.
recommend episode 18. That was probably one of our finest hours. And then
Yeah, I remember that one.
episode 2, I think I was completely out of it and went off on Oblivion level scaling and how much I hated it. That's a
Oblivion
good
crap.
Oblivion crap, yeah.
yeah. So yeah, we got that going on. Just go to the site and snoop around, and you'll probably enjoy it. We have forums as well, if people want to get involved with that. And we also have a Ventrilo server. If people want to just talk to other gamers, and
Hmm.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah, the site's huge, man, and
Cool.
I mean, there's a lot of like I roam the forums every once in a while, and I've introduced myself there and everything, and there's a lot of well-educated gamers there, and I mean, Ron told me how it all started, um, and it's just amazing how it's grown. I mean,
Yep, it's pretty unbelievable. It just doesn't happen.
Well, hey, we're
takes
pressed
a
for
lot of
time,
work.
so thanks for
Hmm.
being on the
Yep, yep.
show, man. Appreciate it. And Destructoid.com, right?
Yeah,
As well
yeah.
as the
Yes,
as far as the
destructoid.com.
cool.
And once again, thank you, Anjo, for
Hey, I'm
joining
just
us.
happy you guys paying me any attention.
Of course we
Well
do. Of
said.
course we do. And don't forget to visit Anjo Art and look at the great work that Anjo does. And I mean, we're all familiar with that. Of course, the Community Awards little comic strip she did there of me and Fumo. So, so I mean, make sure you go there and give your support.
Thank you guys. It was fun.
You're welcome.
All right, we'll keep on fragging trucks.
Keep
And
on
kangaroos.
whipping towels. Yeah, keep on whipping kangaroos with towels.
Wet towels.
Wet towels. Yeah, yeah,
You gotta be specific. What are you supposed to pour in them to get them wet?
yeah. That's
Oh boy.
left to
There's only one thing left to say.
Well, it's not like Vista's bad. It's just that like all the programs haven't caught up to it.
Oh, okay.
All the, like, yeah, so like nothing works.
Yeah, wow. That sounds like the new Richard Simmons video.
Nothing works. Nothing works.
Not that I bought it, but you know.
Still alive.
Of course not.
Well, hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Podtacular, the unofficial Halo Universe podcast. I'm your host, Jive.
Alright, JBB.
What?
So, dude, I gotta get my cat out of here. Hang on a sec. He's
Yeah,
meowing.
it's
He's
here,
gonna be like,
like-
meow all the time. Hang on.
It's in heat and everything. You don't want to do that.
His cat works hard for the sumo.
Just a cute tip.
He's as big as a sumo.
What?
No, I'm just thinking. Never mind me.
Alright, duly noted.
See, I should take over
Ah.
Podtacular because I noticed that first.
Well, thank you. I appreciate you doing
No.
that. I mean, taking over Podtacular, that is, of course.
Every show is gonna be about wet towels and Master Chief.
Whoopsh. Ah!
See, I'm trying to behave.
soldier.
GamerCastNetwork.com.